In this video, I'm going to show you how to create animated websites like these ones. I'm going to show you each step and exactly what you need to learn to make your websites more alive. For this, I have used the new Grok agent. It gives us an infinite canvas and allows us to generate all the concepts and assets we will use, but feel free to generate those assets using other AIs. To create the website, we will use WordPress. You should be able to replicate these using Elementor, Spectra, or any other block editor. Let me show you the process. I started by asking the new Grok agent to create the concept of a character for an animated movie. It generated these 3 images for the character. Then I've asked it for a website homepage concept with a navigation and a hero banner. It did a good job on the first try, so the next step was for it to build the rest of the page. The result is what you see on the screen. At this point I thought about doing a few changes, but I wanted to test it more. So I started to ask for each individual asset of the page on a black or green background. It gave me the logo, titles, backgrounds, and other characters. For the animated backgrounds, I started with this one, but the quality was low, so I asked Grok to enhance the image quality, and from this image to create a video with everything moving very slowly. For the other section's background, I've asked Grok to change the image to have a wormhole on it. Then I asked it again for it to remove the ships and planets, then to change the clouds. From that, I created a video where everything is still but the wormhole. The next part was to get the character, and I like how the initial character looks, but I wanted to make more changes, so I've asked Grok to remove the character's scarf and antennas. Then I asked Grok to add one unique magic item of its choice to the character, and it added this nice cape, which I decided to keep and create his floating animation for the hero banner. I'm using a green background to make sure we can remove the video background in the next part. I have also created the animation of him lost, sitting down on an asteroid looking at a map. I downloaded all the assets from Grok and started fixing those, basically removing the background and cropping the images. To remove the green background from the animations, there are many ways to do this, but we do need to finish with a WebM file, which will preserve the transparent background on the website. I will show you 2 ways to do this, both are free. One is to use this website or similar to quickly remove the background. It is quick and easy if you want to test, but the quality is not perfect. The other way, and my personal choice, is to use DaVinci Resolve to edit and remove the green background with 3D keyword. Import and edit your video on the Edit tab. Then go to the Fusion tab. On the top left, look for Effects. Then search for 3D keyword. Drag and drop it below. Click on the arrow and drag it to the start of the 3D keyword effect. Then click at the end of the effect and pull it to connect to our media. On the controls at the right side, select the green color. Then change it to soft and increase the dispute so it removes the green edges. For extra control, you can change the options inside Made Finesse. I like to add around 9 for clean black and around 80 for black clip, but feel free to play with its options depending on your video. To export it, go to the last tab called Deliver. Select WebP and make sure you check Export Alpha. Now DaVinci Resolve can only export the video as WebP, and the video size will be too big. So we will use this website to convert it into WebM and compress the size. Make sure your video is not too long, and make sure to check how it looks in lower qualities. If you can make the video into a perfect loop, that's even better. You can repeat this process with different designs. You basically need a concept, a full background, and a video that has a solid green background you can remove. With all assets ready, I created a blank installation of WordPress. I have another video explaining how to install this setup, but you could also do this with Elementor or any other block editor if you prefer. Let me explain what makes this work. I'll speed up this part a little, but I'm basically creating an example for us to add the video. Now you can use a negative margin to position your video above the title, as you can see on the screen. So if you have a big title and your video below, you can add a negative margin to the container to pull those close together. Make sure you don't put any buttons or other elements the user can interact with below the video, even when it's below the transparent part of the video. Since we're pulling the video up, it will be in front of everything else and the users won't be able to click or interact with the elements that are below. You need to make sure the button is above the video. The concept is the same if you have two columns side by side. Add a negative margin to the right or left, for example. Since having even one video on our website can make it very slow, we need to also use other types of animations to make sure we add the extra movement to go along with the video. Elementor and Spectra have free animations you can use. It will be just an entrance animation, meaning it will only load once. But it's the perfect way to do this if you don't want to use code. Now, if you want full control and are not afraid to use CSS, you can find many free animations on Google you can use. You can even ask AI to create one for you. If you're using Astra theme, you can copy the CSS code into your Astra theme settings under Additional CSS. Then add the class to the element you want animated. Save the page, and it should show on the website. I'll leave a link in the description with free CSS animations you can use. I hope this inspired you to try different animations on your website. Don't forget that like, and if you want to learn how to build WordPress websites, please watch the video on the screen. Thanks for watching!